Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Quiet Work podcast. I'm here with Simone. We're going to talk about advertising, which is a topic dear to my heart. I love that topic. So, Simone, without any further ado, please introduce yourself and the company you represent, and we'll start with that.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank Matt. I'm Simone, Italian. I'm actually like doing this podcast from Spain, from Barcelona. I'm one of the co-founder of 94 in UK, so like a UK company, but I'm based in Barcelona, like companies in UK, and we dedicated to PPC with a specific reference to performance marketing, serving mainly e-commerces across Europe and US.
So, PPC, Google mainly, Bing as well, or what is the platform? Just Google for now.
No, well, is we are Google Ads first because is our background. So I'm one of the co-founder. We are three in total. So, but like one of our background is in Google Ads. So like these came natural. So right now we're Google first, but there is a growing business coming from Meta, growing business coming from TikTok and social affiliate in general, and a growing business coming from Amazon as well. So definitely not anymore Google only, but still Google first.
Makes sense. I read a research yesterday, not a research, I'm sorry, a news actually yesterday that US is now inviting Europe based, most of them are UK based actually, companies to sell their products to Walmart in United States from Europe. So I guess seems like it's new that they do that because the news came out like last week. And obviously Walmart is becoming a big, competitor to Amazon, I guess we can say, when it comes to like fast shipping, having everything. You can buy a freaking Rolex on Walmart's website. I don't know if
Yes.
it's insane. So yeah, that might be you know, but most of the platform is based on PPC as well, just like Amazon. So it might be a good alternative as well when more and more Europe-based vendors and then companies are going to advertise and sell their products online. But in the United States, I mean, which is a huge market, obviously. I think Walmart has 100, I don't want to butcher the number, but 140 million buyers a year, recurring buyers a year.
Yeah, no,
So it's
it's
insane.
huge. It's huge. I kind of I didn't know about that piece of news, so I thank you for sharing. So I'll definitely check it out. If there is a business opportunity, then I'll look into it.
Yeah, look, yeah, for sure.
But I knew that Walmart is becoming like one of the major competitors of Amazon in the marketplace space. Not that Amazon is losing market share at all. Is like Amazon is still growing their market share. Like they're still a giant. Is that Walmart is catching up, but fairly quickly. This is what I read. I mean, when we're based in Europe, so we have like only like a limited view of these things and what happened in this market. But some of the news like that I read were about this really. So is kind of interesting really because at least it shows that there is someone who can compete with Amazon, right? At least.
Exactly. Yes. Well, if you read the story Made in America, I believe the book Made in America, was it Made in America by Sam Walton, who founded the Walmart. You will know that it's took him a bit to figure out the Walmart path. It's not like you can show up to the market and compete. But on the other hand, like you said, it's becoming a good competition between them too, because the consumers benefit from the most. They want to have the fastest shipping, the best prices, are very consumer centric. So for the consumers in especially, or for now, I guess in the United States mainly when it comes to Walmart and Amazon, you guys have a well established Amazon presence in Europe as
Yes.
well. Well, or we have. I'm from Europe as well. I'm not really
No, fair play.
relatively new to America anyway. I've been here maybe for a decade now. So yeah. But before we talk about advertising, I'm really curious about your background. So you live in Barcelona, you're from Italy, and then you have a British accent. Companies based. Hey, what? How connect the dots for me?
No, well, life, I guess. Yeah, I'm Italian. I live in Spain, but like basically straight after uni, really straight after. Like I went to United Kingdom to start working there and basically begin a career there. So this is where the accent is coming from. And since then, basically, I'm 36 now. I started like I went to the United Kingdom when I was 23, and I lived there for 5 years or something. So I started my career there, and I since then I've always worked in English, especially with British market. So that's probably like these what really affected my accent. Still, I've got a lot of Italian accent though, especially when I don't remember the words. My Italian comes out. I mean, yeah, I guess it's life. My background is my university background is in marketing in general. It wasn't specifically in PPC. I don't even think there is a specific course for PPC, but like in marketing in general. And when I moved to UK, is my level of English was fairly low at the time. So I was like, maybe if I learn a platform that is all about numbers, I can get a job. And this is like how I go into PPC.
So that was, if my math is mathing, like 13 years ago, something like that. So that was
Yes.
much not a beginning of Google AdWords, but it was still relatively early to anything PPC wise, pay per click wise, and then online advertising was still in very early stages back then.
Yeah, just bear in mind that Meta probably was born, like Meta Facebook was born maybe 3 years before. It's like,
Yeah.
it was, I wouldn't say that it was another world. Yeah, especially Google Ads was a different thing, was a totally different thing. Yeah, like I remember like the first job I had, we were using a PPC platform, a kind of a bidding platform. It was from the US. I don't remember. It was Advantage. Word. I don't remember. Sorry. And yeah, like these type of bidding platforms that are slowly disappearing because with all these new AI things, etc., like all the CPCs, etc., being hidden, all the search queries are kind of being hidden and it's cookie deprecation. So it's all a problem that is affecting these PPC platforms. So we were using like these platforms, and now like, I don't think it exists anymore. Even like a lot has changed in the industry, that's for sure. In 13 years.
Absolutely. If you've seen quite a bit since then, I can imagine, and we'll talk about the next shift, with AI later
Yeah.
on, because that's going to be very very interesting. One thing that drew me away from PPC when I started in online advertising, working with clients, and for us ourselves and our companies in the past, is the keywords research and all that. It was so complicated, almost as search engine optimization, that I never really understood. So I guess the question here is, what's really inspired you or motivated you to push towards PPC and Google advertising?
Well, like as I said, like it wasn't an inspiration as such at the beginning. It was more like a need of a job, unfortunately. But I kind of liked it straight away, really. So I basically started studying Google Analytics and how to read it, how to use it, and then Google Ads as well. And then I loved it straight away, like honestly. I loved it straight away because one of the first application that I got was with an e-commerce. And I've been always like a number oriented, working on PPC, working on e-commerce and seeing that Google Ads was growing and gaining traction, gaining market share, etc. Like it made me believe that it was the right path. And so far it worked. I mean, right now, like there are like a lot of people saying that Google will die at one point or whatever, but still, PPC is an interesting world because is a world where you can do where you can basically try and do your best to help businesses to like in my case try and do your best to help businesses to sell products, which doesn't sound that nice but is interesting, at least is captivating as a challenge for me.
You know what it was in when I first started. What was really, I guess I can tell, fascinating. I can say fascinating to me was how a transaction is made online. It was just so fascinating that you can see an ad or you can see a product. It doesn't have to be an ad. It can be an organic content or just a product somewhere when you're browsing online, right? Usually it's advertising. Now that I that I know how this whole thing works, it's usually advertising and targeting. But you see the product and then you click few buttons, you give your credit card information, which nowadays is so easy, but even 4 or 5 years ago, it was sometimes sketchy when you open some websites. Right now you have all the, security. There's still scams going around, but it's relatively safe. and you type in your credit card, and a few days later, you're on Amazon or Walmart, next day or the same evening sometimes when you order early, you have a product at your front door, which I don't know if you see it somewhere in Europe, but here they drop off the packages right on your front door. And yesterday, it happens so often, they drop off instead of in front of our house, they drop it off in front of my neighbor's house that has a completely different number.
Hmm.
It starts with the same number. So it happens all the time. But yeah, that was just fascinating to me that you click a few buttons, you get the product, and then you have a product in your house. That was just so
Yeah, yeah.
interesting.
It feels like magic, right?
Right. Yeah.
But there are a lot of people behind it, really. But it feels like magic for a user. I think this is like a very refined, a very, not business model, but a very refined vertical, let's say, like where you do your purchases online, you don't know what is happening on the background, and then you get your products at your front door. It's like magic, and then you have it on the next day. It's like, wow,
Yes,
beautiful, beautiful. But like, yeah, there are like a lot of people working behind it, like a lot of potentially like some people complained about like the working shifts as well, but that's another topic.
well, absolutely, for sure. At 49, well, tell me about the name actually. 40 and 94, I'm sorry. 94. See, my brain's already translating into different languages.
Yes, 94N. Well, that's a secret. I can't reveal it at this stage.
More.
Sorry for
No,
that.
no, well, for sure. It stands out. I
It
mean,
stands
you
out.
don't
It stands out. Yes.
numbers.
Probably like only the founder can reveal it. Basically, this company was created by Alex Kachov, is called originally, right? And this guy is a Latvian guy who lived in Canada for a few years. Like he actually grew up in Canada and UK, and then went back to Latvia and then created a company. He had other companies as well in UK, but whatever, that's another story. And then we started working together, and then we co-founded like the UK branch as well. So it's a secret, like what the name means is a secret. Probably only Alex can really reveal it.
Love it. You don't have to divulge that information. Now,
Exactly.
I mainly work with e-commerce businesses. Why only e-commerce? Why not service type of businesses? What drove you guys? What made you led to this decision to work only with
Well,
e-commerce?
like as you said, like the magic behind e-commerce is easy to use. The magic behind e-commerce, there are like a lot of services, like shipping companies and fulfillment companies, etc., that can help you set up an e-commerce. You can basically drop ship, like you can do everything with an e-commerce. There is a lot of flexibility, and it's easy to set up, easy to track, and at the same time is very much value based. So not that we work only with e-commerces, we work primarily with e-commerces. If you work with services, like there is a difficulty here. If you really want to try and add value or prove your value, you need to work with a business that uses CRM. You need to work with a business that has some processes, that has a sales team that is taking care of the CRM. So you need to understand what happened to leads after they've been delivered, like a team that work out what are the sales qualified leads, marketing qualified leads, potential prospects, and so on and so forth. So there is a lot of work on the background that is on the hands of the business that not every business is open to do it. Maybe because of resources, maybe because of other reasons. And getting a business to do it is difficult. It's getting easier because like more and more businesses are investing online, and maybe like moving some of the budget they had for normal advertising, they're moving it to online advertising, and they understand that they need to track these leads. But with e-commerce, is much more straightforward, and it's not only that. Reason The other reasons why we work with e-commerce primarily is because naturally, by working with the businesses, we developed a strategy which is inventory based, for which we are developing a software as well. I'll tell you in a minute. But is inventory based. So if you have an e-commerce like with that stock 1,000 different type of products, then most of the agencies will tell you, okay, we do advertising, great. We spent 1,000, we made 10 back. That's 10 ROI. Great, okay, fine. But if you want to do more, if you want to scale it and bring it to the next level, you need to know like what are the products that are selling, what are the products that are not selling, what are the products that are not being seen, what are the products that are not being clicked. And you need someone that tells you all of these and how to actually improve these products, not from a price perspective, but rather from an SEO perspective, a title improvement perspective, image improvement perspective, all of these that can help you selling more products simply because you've made these products more consumer friendly. So that's a kind of a inventory based strategy that we have developed over time that we're applying to the e-commerces that we work with, and that's basically naturally these brought us more revenue and business from e-commerces. And as I said, from this strategy, we are developing a software as well, which we will present next week in London at the Ecom Expo. It's a kind of a new thing, really. The big news of the month.
I can't wait to see that news on LinkedIn or YouTube, wherever you're gonna promote it and talk about that. But I like that really wide approach, holistic. That's the word I was looking for. Holistic approach to pay per click and in general advertising. Because you look actually at a from a business owner's perspective, not from an advertiser perspective that wants to spend as much as possible. Obviously, profitable as well, because that's how we stay in business for most of all. But still, looking at the perspective from your client's perspective, I had so many instances where a client really wanted us to stop advertising the best selling products because there's a dead stock, there's inventory that takes place of their shelves, and they need to move it. And then you have to become really creative, get that David Ogilvy out of you, and come up with an interesting angle to offer, or offers, creating offers that to sell that product that is not moving naturally. Hey, if you
You got
if
to
you
do
find
something about it. Yeah, you
yeah.
got to do something about it. Absolutely, absolutely. Actually, this morning I was chatting with another business here in the UK. We have an interesting scenario. Basically, this business is a brick and mortar, and amongst the products they sell stoves, like fire stoves, electrical stoves, gas stoves, etc. Is a high quality as well. High quality, it means that in UK, like one of these stoves can cost from £1,000 to £5,000. Okay, so it's a piece of design as well. So it's a good quality products, but it's a considered purchase, right? It's not like a chainsaw. Okay, I need the chainsaw and I just buy it from the first shop or whatever. It's a considered purchase because it's quality, is somehow expensive, is a piece of design as well that you have in your living room. And we did like a brief calculation, just give or take half of the sales were happening over the phone because the user basically come to the website either through Google Ads or whatever, and then sometimes they call the support because they want to know what is the lead time, what is other specifics about that stove that is interesting for us. Say again?
There's a lot
Yeah,
of
yeah.
technical things regarding that product. Yes, continues.
Exactly. So we realized that basically half of the sales were happening over the phone, and in Google Ads was under reporting. Oh, okay, you just need to be creative. So what do we do now, right? It's like, okay, we try. Look, we know there is a considered purchase. We know that we just need to drive traffic here because you will get more phone calls. And then we decided to make some changes and basically decided that the return on investment could have been lower as well because some of these sales were going to happen over the phone. So, and then how do we sell this product? What do we do? What is the unique selling point we focus on? So you just need to be creative, really. So it's not only inventory, it's not only about tracking what products are selling and what not. It's still marketing, as a in the to still marketing. You need to find ways to market a product.
Absolutely, yes. That's where David Ogilvy comes in. You have to get out your internal David Ogilvy. That
Yes.
there's a reason why his agency is still around, probably 70 or 80 years later, and probably 50 years after he passed away, still around, and they do what 5 to 6 billion a year in revenue.
Oh well, it's huge. It's huge. It's huge. It's
Wow.
incredible.
Yeah, but two things I wanted to share. And the reason why I mentioned him, I have his books all over. So I'm looking at two books right now, all over the office here. But two things I wanted to add to that interesting client, because first of all, I I got shocked by my oven yesterday night as I was changing the valve. So funny you mentioned it now. I'm still recovering from that shock. Two things what I want to say. First of all, video. I love for higher ticket product, and especially product that, like you said, require a lot more care. Usually consultation over the phone or video phone or video consultation as well, which I've seen becoming really popular in home service business space industry that's popping. So before you actually call someone to come and fix it or someone to come and evaluate, measure out space, you can have a Zoom call with them, and they will essentially try to help you understand if this is the right decision for you. So with that, I love video. There's a platform not sure if you heard about called Video Ask. There's more now on the market, but Video Ask is the one that I know. This is a second product to Typeform. Typeform, I'm sure you've heard about, like Google Form, but a little bit more
Nicer.
better, nicer UX, user experience and design. So Video Ask is essentially a platform. You can have a chat bot, almost like a chat bot on your website that is actually a video. So when you click it, you could have the founder go or walk around the showroom and show different models, etc. And of course, if they are interested in a particular model, the user would click it and the founder would explain the benefits of that platform. So that creates a good environment to start with. And if they want, they can straight from that chat bot schedule a video call, or they can record a video and show their space. And they'll be asking, hey, I have this connection, I have this product, this oven right now. Do you think it would fit? Or what do you think about the design? Whatever, right? Depending
But
on the customer.
that's fantastic. I didn't know it. I'll check it
And
out.
that's what yeah, I love it. I was selling kitchens and cabinets, custom cabinets and kitchens throughout Germany.
Yes.
For my family, for one of our family business back in here. My sister is in that space with her husband for 20 plus years. So I love to get creative and help them grow, over there in Europe. So that's one thing. Second of all, another news for you, Simone, is that looks like I don't want to say which. Oh, Google, actually, Google. Yes, Google partnered with big companies like Best Buy, Costco, and there's I think 200 more also in the United States. So I guess you have to have your clients sell in the United States, but I'm sure it's going to happen in Europe as well. So essentially, huge retailers. Maybe there is someone from Europe. You have to do your investigation there, but essentially, what they want to do is allow advertisers. Did I lose you?
Still here?
Are you back? I'm sorry. Did I
Yeah.
lose you?
Yeah. No, I'm
All
with
right.
you.
Cool. All right. Yeah. So we came back from Florida where it was raining every 10 minutes, and we're in the desert where it rains twice a year. And today's the day. Out of those two, I guess my internet connection is not that stable. But the second news for you was that big retailers in the United States are partnering with Google to allow Google and their advertisers to promote there. I guess this could be essentially a response to ChatGPT taking over, a big piece of the market from Google or Google organic searches, just like Amazon and Walmart competition. We have ChatGPT and Google for SEO and search engine optimization. Well, Microsoft is still a big platform. They have 100 million active users a day. So, but that's a different story. And for products like this, I think it would make sense because I'm not sure if you've ever been to a Costco or Best Buy. Best Buy is like you have in Europe, a media market. And I think we have in Poland like a big store where you can buy appliances. I'm not sure if you haven't seen one in Europe.
Media market. I think
Yeah.
Best Buy is from UK.
Is it?
I think so. I think at least the CEO is from UK. I'm not sure. Oh no, it's owned by is different. Sorry.
Yes, but well, yes, it's the same. The same. They still sell European products for sure because they're the best quality. I didn't say it. Costco as well. So Costco is a unique model because you want to go and buy some chips for a family, eggs, and some meat. There are like huge sizes of everything, literally 5 to 10 times bigger sizes than anything in Europe. So it's insane. But then you walk out with a hot dog, some paper towels, and you can buy new kitchen appliances and a new roof and a new air conditioning. So that's, in my opinion, would be a good place to test out. Obviously, it's a new thing from what I'm hearing, but this could be another place to advertise, you know, a high ticket, high quality product, like, you know, a custom oven, or maybe not a custom, but, you know, higher, better design oven, and etc. That's my long story. I took your time to talk, so sorry about that.
No, no, don't worry, don't worry. That was interesting.
I wanted to share that because that was, yeah, I was going through that news yesterday, and now you say that, you know, high ticket oven, so I could imagine that's where they're selling anyway, right? So you could come in and create, you know, good smart advertising on all
Yes,
those platforms.
you need to position them in the right place. Is definitely a different type of purchase. Is like you need to. Europe is a bit different. We don't have these stores like Costco. We have more like specialistic stores, but nothing that is as wide as Costco, I would say. And generally, if you buy, it's like if in Europe, especially in UK, really. So if you want to buy something that is design, you go to a little shop or like to your local shop. Is a cultural difference here.
Absolutely. And that's what I love about Europe.
Yes, yeah. You just need to find the right channels, the right places. Is much less mainstream than the US, I would say. Although I think UK is one of the most mainstream countries in Europe. So you can imagine the others.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
No, but I hope that we will not take the US model and, you know, make everything 10 times bigger. We don't need to. It's
I don't
obviously
know.
another topic, but yeah, that would be a good place to advertise stuff like that. Speaking of the ChatGPT versus Google, I know you do mainly pay per click, but obviously organic traffic counts as well. And maybe ChatGPT will come up with a form of their own pay per click. I don't know. Maybe you've heard something. What do you think about that competition? You know, between ChatGPT traffic, Google traffic. What's your take on that? How do you see this landscape being developed?
Look, I don't express on the PPC side of it because I've got no idea. But as a company, yeah, we offer PPC services, but we have like a lot of trusted partners that can offer different type of services as well. And one of these partners offer SEO services. So it happened a few times that I was on a call with one of these guys and a client, and this question was being asked. It was like, "Hey, what do you think about ChatGPT? Where are we going?" And I'm not quoting his words, but I'm summarizing what is his view on. It's called this guy's called Jamie. I'm summarizing his view on it from his point of view. Like he's not all about, but a lot right now is about having presence, like on the website, having a lot of about us pages, having like a clear information in the company page, etc., or having reference into Wikipedia, or having references on Reddit, or having like articles that have been that not articles is like sponsored posts or whatever, like other articles that someone of your company writes and are being published on other websites as well, because what he noticed is that the more your presence is spread out, the more chances you have to be mentioned on ChatGPT as well. Of course, it is a balance between your presence being spread out and being on the right websites as well. Okay, but it looks like that a lot of information that is found on that ChatGPT finds, or like any other LLM software, is from really Reddit, Wikipedia, and then all from your website directly. So the more you curate this information, the more you put effort in making sure that your presence is on certain platforms under several pages, the more chances you have you can appear online as well. Yeah, on ChatGPT, sorry. Is these are Jamie's considerations. Now, if Jamie sees this video, may disagree with me, but like I think it's a summary of what he thinks. Other than that, like my personal opinion on it is that what Sam Altman said, like I think there was a couple of weeks ago or something, that um, Google will probably still exist because there is still a big place for people that are high intent, like people that need something and they want to get to this page or to this product straight away. ChatGPT is a lot about helping you with tasks. Is about helping you with giving you answers about something, or giving you options, or giving you an overview about something. So feels like a lot of people are using it for in that discovery stage or as a personal assistant. which is still right. Still, if I want something, like I use ChatGPT a lot for work, right? But if I want something, just go on Google and search for new phone, new, or I go to Amazon, whatever, and then I search for the product that I'm looking for. So there is still a place there for these platforms, but probably ChatGPT will have a bigger market share. It's basically like when someone said that radio was dead when TV arrived, and then that TV was dead when the internet arrived. It's like that was always like this, right? People are scared.
Absolutely. History likes to repeat itself with those innovations, and Google better still exists because Sergey's yacht in there's dock in Miami often. It's a high maintenance yacht to say the least. I think the founder of Google bought a $400 million yacht. Google needs to be still around for him to
To maintain his yacht, yes, absolutely,
maintain his
absolutely.
beautiful black yacht. But what I wanted to add to it, Sam Altman, I listened to one of his interviews recently with a guy who talks about writing in general. And Sam said he's a big fan of taking notes, like physical notes, and he wanted to have a tool that helps him to think better, not to replace his thinking, especially not critical thinking, which is happening, unfortunately, but it is happening all around, right? We take away the thinking part and just outsource it to AI and or other platforms. But he wanted to create a platform to help him think better. And I think it's true. It can help you organize your thoughts often. Be curious to hear your take on how you use AI on a day-to-day basis in a second. But to Jamie's point, I agree with that, and I can add from my personal perspective that now if I want to buy a product online from a company that I've never bought before, it wants to immediately find information about the founders, about the company history. So if there's nothing in the about page, or I can see it, I can see like real people that I can Google or LinkedIn or ChatGPT. If I can find you there, I'm not gonna even trust your company because you can fake most of your reviews unless you're a really well established website that shows that the reviews are real, not copied from Alibaba or AliExpress, which people can do, of course, easily with one click. But I really want to find information about the founder. What usually in e-commerce, another thing that I like about e-commerce that a lot of founders are not business people in the first place. They're more passionate about a problem, passionate about certain product, and they really want to express themselves with their products line. I had many clients in the skincare brand, skincare um, eh, niche, I guess I can say, and they all were really passionate about certain problems they had with their skin, whatever, and they start creating formulas, etc. So that's what I like about. And to Jamie's point, I agree with him. Having that information about the founder, having that information about the company, the origin, the founders, co-founders, maybe, and what they do is absolutely relevant in 2025 and beyond.
Yes, no, I totally agree with you here.
Yeah. So speaking of AI, what do you like using AI on a day-to-day basis, and maybe describe your day? Let's start there. What do you typically do during your working days?
Well, there is definitely one big use that I do of AI, but is with GenSpark, not ChatGPT. Is I use it to create proposals for clients. Is great in creating decks, for example. Just need to. The thing is, you need to know what you want. Like a lot of people really use it without knowing what they want. But if you feed like GenSpark with the right information, with the content that you need in the proposal, and then you ask to expand on some of these points, and then to create a proposal, just comes out really like a very good piece of work. So that's one of the main use I would say that I do with ChatGPT. Sorry, these agents. And I don't know, like describe your day, and how I use like AI in all of this. I don't know. It feels like it's everywhere more or less, because whenever I need help in, sorry, for example, right now I'm behind creating a new process for a new sales process, automated sales process that connects Asana, that connects Pipedrive and several other softwares using Zapier as well. So I'm new to Zapier, so I don't know how to use it. Yeah, so it's like, okay, well, hey, chat. how can I do this? Right. There is also like an AI agent inbuilt into
Yeah,
Xavier as
there is.
well. So it's really he's AI is just is not something that you use occasionally. You just use it every day, every time you use the software, especially in this industry in PPC. Whenever you create images on Canva, whenever you use Zapier, whenever you do more or less everything, like every online software right now, every SaaS software offer like the AI feature as well. So when am I using AI? All the time. All the time. Yes.
It's yeah, it's everywhere, absolutely. And I love teaching people about personal use cases as well related to health research. I know Perplexity is huge on Reddit. You mentioned Reddit earlier. So Reddit, it's definitely a big part nowadays because of that fact that I didn't know that Reddit has so many users, but when it comes to like actually really good feedback on product or service or something else that you want to get feedback on, Reddit is definitely a great platform to do that. And Perplexity had that feature that allows it to only focus on Reddit. So it screens Reddit, gives you even verbatim text and copy what people are saying about, whatever problems that they're experiencing or person or whatever, right? So the topics are vast, but Reddit is absolutely great for research. And now with AI, you can search for millions of uh, how do blog posts, I guess, however you call them on Reddit, in a matter of minutes or seconds. So that's the beauty of it. And the next question to you, Simone, is what is the most fulfilling for you at your work and at what do you do?
The answer to this is really straightforward. Is when you speak to a client and then you basically um, y- y- by the client tells you that things are going in the right direction. You had an objective, the client had an objective, and then they come to you and say, okay, things are going in the right direction. It's like, okay, great, so we have done a good job. That's that all really revolves around it. And there is other elements that about my job that is not directly related to the client, but that I really like. For example, like working with the people in the team and um, see like it's nice when like people have nice ideas that can be applied across the companies. Like all of these things are really enjoyable, right? Really enjoyable.
Feedback is definitely makes your day, makes or break your day. Depends on the answer,
Makes or break your day. Yeah.
but then being the most fulfilling for you. Now, if you had an opportunity to sit across the table from Simone from 13 years ago, what advice would you have for him?
Possible. I'm 36. I'm not even that old, right? It's possible like to be even just to uh even the word that I'm finding is aggressive, but it's not really the right word. But like is take more risks, which is be fine. Like sometimes you realize you look back and you're like, oh, all right, maybe I should have done things like a little bit differently. I could have taken a little bit more a risk. Things are going well, so I could have done a little bit more. I could have bet a little bit higher. So like I take a little bit more risk.
Take more risk. Yeah, I definitely have to say that that's probably some more or less 70% of my guests so far. We're talking about risk taking, risk management, I guess you can say as well. Because yeah, if you're most of the things you were worried about never actually really happened or came to fruition, instead
No,
of expecting worrying is pretty much expecting negative outcome, right? So instead you could expect a positive outcome. And if something negative happens, you deal with it anyway and you move on and you take another risk and you grow,
yeah,
learn and
it's definitely true. Definitely true. Yes, like yeah, I think it's a good point. Like we tend to see things negatively.
yeah,
Maybe it's just a survival a survival skill that everyone has, like because like at the end of the day, like we do a job because it's nice and because we like it, but at the end of the day, like it give us the money to live as well. So you don't want to come to the point to where whatever you build it breaks.
exactly. And that's why I have on my desk this little animal here to remind me about that. That the mammoths they don't no longer exist. There's not much that can cause death if we face it. So you're not gonna die from taking a little bit more risk in 2025. In most cases, obviously. Don't take our
Yes,
advice too hard.
man, like we work in marketing, like nothing will kill you.
Exactly, exactly. You're not gonna really die unless you do advertising for some Russian mafia or some Italian Sicilian mafia, and then something goes
Yes,
wrong.
yes, that's true. That's true. That's the risk to another level.
Exactly. Now, my final question to you, Simona: what are you most excited about in the future, the near future, that you could share with us here?
What is really interesting and is really exciting right now is the level of exposure that we are getting as a company, because like the company was created like 3 years ago, and now we feel that we have the enough, like we know that we have the right structure, the right economic support, not the economic activity that can support us with additional activities that give us a lot of exposure. We're going to have a stand at the London Ecom Expo, which in Europe is a fairly big event. We've been shortlisted for the Global Search Awards. We've been shortlisted for the European Paid Media Awards, and this is giving us a lot of exposure, and is bringing all of us at a different level in the tasks to do. Because right now it was about setting the foundation of the company, and now it feels like we're moving towards the next step, and that is really exciting.
I love that. And that's what I wish to you and your co-founders and the entire team, nothing but growth. I hope that you guys are going to scale beyond your expectations. I was reading a speech, one of the famous speeches by Steve Jobs this morning to warm up my voice. And he was talking about that, started with Wozniak in a garage, pretty much just two of them grinding it out. And I think 10 years later, they were a multi-billion-dollar company. Obviously, in advertising, we operate on different margins, but maybe billion-dollar levels are 20 years ahead of you, not 10 years ago. But I wish you nothing but growth, exceptional and exponential growth. Thank you so much for this conversation, Simone. I hope we'll stick around and maybe do this again in the future. And you look forward to seeing your outcome from the expo next week. Good luck with that as well. Happy networking, and see you soon.
Amazing. Thank you very much.